Okay, so first thing we're going to want to do is make our lye solution because it's going to get hot and you're going to want it to come back down to reasonable temperature. I try to hit 120 or below when the oils and the lye solution will be at the same temperature, and you'll see that later. But so anyways, it's gonna get pretty hot, and you're gonna want to give it time to cool down. And I'm gonna simulate this because I'm gonna actually do this outside, but it is dark outside, so you guys wouldn't be able to see it, so that wouldn't be very instructional. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure out the water, and then I'm gonna simulate that I have the lye already poured. I'll show you the process, and then I'll go ahead and actually do it for real off camera, and then I'll be back. So first thing you're gonna wanna do is put on your safety equipment, because we're gonna be dealing with lye. So you wanna put on your safety goggles and your gloves. Okay, so you want to take your scale, and what I do, you always pour your lye into your water. You never pour your water into your lye, because that can cause problems. It can splash out, and you know, you pour in your water in there, it splashes out, and then you've got a lye solution burning holes and things that you've got to deal with. You don't want to do that. So you always water first, pour your lye into your water. So turn on the scale. And you want to tear that out to bring it back to 0, and put in your water. Now, if you're like me, about every time I put too much water in. So, sorry, that's the first thing I grabbed. I'm just scooping some of that back out. Okay. All right, so that's the water I need. And then what you'll do is dry up my mess. Then you would remove this, put down the container that you're going to use to pour your lye into, tear that, and then you would pour your lye into your container and measure that out. With this is crystals. You don't want to pour too fast because you'll overshoot your mark. So nice, gentle into the container. That way you don't go over, and you can be exact with your measurements. So once that's done, you'll want to pour your lye into your water. So you would just gently pour that in. I end up tapping it because a lot of times they'll get stuck down on the bottom. So you'll tap that in, get all that in, and it's going to sit down on the bottom like you poured some sugar in there. It's just going to kind of sit. The reaction is exothermic. It's going to get hot. It's going to be steaming and releasing some pretty foul smelling steam. You don't want to breathe that in. You want to thoroughly stir that in with a whisk. Stir that lye in. You want that fully dissolved. If you don't get it fully dissolved, you'll end up with lye crystals down here at the bottom of your bowl, of your lye solution. And when you incorporate that into your oils, what you'll end up with is little lye pockets or lye crystals in your soap. And those will be caustic. Those will burn, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure it's thoroughly mixed. Now when you're doing this for real, this is going to be letting out steam. And you want to make sure you do this in a well ventilated area, away from kids, away from pets. It's going to release off some fumes. So you want to make sure you're doing this away from anybody that might get hurt by doing it, and you don't want to hurt yourself. So you want to make sure you're in a well ventilated area away from everybody else. Once you've got it well dissolved, you'll want to just go ahead and let it sit until it gets cool.